of play. What a special treat that was. Chess really is the most global game.
I mean, I love it. We had Chesstival with all these basketball superstars, having Gerard in the studio and how excited he is about freestyle chess and the parallels between Kings League football and chess is just awesome, becoming more and more global. And where better place to do it than the entertainment capital of the world, Las Vegas.
And here we go. The entertainment doesn't stop. Away we go into round 3. We might be playing a little bit of catch-up here, and for good reason. It's 2 points to Carlsen's name. He has only had victories today, but Sindarov coming hot off a victory over Vincent Keimer in round number 2. Let's see if he can get some momentum rolling up against the world number 1. What do we make of this starting position? First thing I see, Bishop, Bishop, Queen.
Bishop, Queen, that is danger. That literally spells an attack for either side. It's a ready-made attack, and this is something that Magnus Carlsen was able to conjure up earlier in the day on opposite flanks, but against Vincent Keimer, there was an attack along these 3 diagonals. Those will open up. We noticed that Kings are already pretty safely tucked into one side of the board. We might not see castling anytime soon, but just to go back and recap the first 2 moves here for either side. Magnus started by pushing this pawn forward, hinting that he wants to bring his queen out in the very near future. Here, Javokhir Sindarov has played a very provocative move, asking Magnus to step forward, gain space in the midfield here, in the center of the board, and Magnus, he above anyone, maybe alongside Levon Aronian, they value space so highly. It means you have more space to maneuver, more squares, and already the white bishop has been unleashed, the white queen has been unleashed. That cannot be said of their counterparts. I think this is a great success for Magnus.
Right away, computer not loving the position here for Sindarov. Like you say, just so much more space already controlled here for the white side of the board.
Connect 4 coming. Right pawn will step forward, and the long-range pieces, the archers in the corner, they will be unleashed.
And I know once we see Connect 4 on the board, that's already a win, a dub for David Howell on the board. And I'm sure Magnus is in sync with his good friend here. It's also a great move. It opens up the bishop. You know, you can set up a battery with the bishop and the queen on the long diagonal, start targeting that cheap pawn already. Also, just a few moves away is the knight jumping into the attack. The white knight can land on that e3 square, eventually on the g4 square, closer towards the king side, threatening some checkmating ideas, which is why I think it was so important for Javokhir to immediately strike, to try to get that counterplay in, because here you can't afford a slow game as black.
Yeah, this next 2-3 moves, Magnus could just knock Sindarov out. He could just win. Just want to show for everyone at home a very logical variation. It looks like white has sacrificed a pawn here, but if you do try and take the bait, as Sindarov might be tempted to do, and capture it in the center now with your bishop, this is simply the end immediately. Queen jumps out, threatening a checkmate on this square and hitting the bishop simultaneously. If you, for example, bring your knight out and defend the checkmate, you just end up a piece down. So already Magnus setting the traps, and Sindarov is already living life on the edge.
Yeah, lots of tricks in play here, so maybe on the ropes already is Sindarov, but still some time to work with. Gonna try and grab back some space here with those pawn moves. Only pawn moves so far for either of our players. Now 8 moves into the game.
Magnus now might try to deal with the hit in the center, maybe by bringing one of his knights out. There's one trick: you don't want to step forward with your pawn in the center, because it turns out that you are pinned in the middle of the board. checks on the way. First, you should maybe reposition the black queen to better squares, but to run away with the black king, I think, is just impossible with 20 seconds left on the clock for Sindarov.
Yeah, and he is eating through his time right now, down to just the teens. He does make a move. He will slide the queen over, looking for the check. Now he infiltrates
And
with
look at
support
that.
of the
He's
pawn.
repeating. This is what I was talking about, but he changes his mind now. He gains those extra 10 seconds on the clock per move, and head in hand, he's trying to figure it out. Can he run with that king? And will he play for more against Magnus Carlsen?
Last moment. This is the only way you can play for a win now, to run away with the black king before you start getting checked. The whole idea is that if the white rook then jumps up the board, you leave yourself abandoned on the back rank. But Sindarov, only a few seconds left. Surely he's going to bail out now. It just feels impractical to go for more.
Is that the only move in the position that keeps the advantage, the king slide?
The only move. If you check again with the queen, it's going to repeat itself, the position.
Oh, he's reaching for the bishop.
Okay. And there you go. Right, just like that, the eval bar goes right back to zeros, and now we're in danger territory.
Magnus takes the pawn with his bishop, not with the rook. Taking with the rook would have left you up a dead end, but taking with the bishop sets up a check. And now Sindarov checking himself, but there's nowhere else to go. I think you have to keep checking with the black queen. The white bishop covers the diagonal, and Sindarov looks to the heavens. He looks frustrated. I think he's about to bail out with the draw now.
Because there's nothing else to be done. That's why the king slide was important. You needed the time to run away with your king to the other side, which is now in the kill zone for white, threatening to fall back with the bishop. Sindarov, you can see it on his face. He realizes there's nothing better to be done than to repeat. He gets the draw, but it's not the result he wanted.
Yeah, most players would trade an arm for a victory over Magnus Carlsen. Sindarov was just moments away from finding it. Couldn't find that all-important move, running the king away. He does go for the handshake. It will be a draw in the end here against Magnus Carlsen. A half a point apiece. Magnus Carlsen maintains his lead in Group A. From here, we're going to go over to Vincent Keimer, who's still